Welcome to today's video, which is all about trusting the unseen. And I'm a very logical, analytical person, and I have struggled with this one for so long, but I have finally found what works for me, and I'm going to share this today with you here in this video. My name is Lydia Wilmsen. I'm a mindset and high performance coach, and here on my channel I talk about all things, obviously mindset, manifestation, conscious creation, and whatever comes into my mind. So I'm just talking along here. It's unscripted. I just bring you my knowledge, my experience from working with my clients and having done this work over 20 years now. And I will soon also make a video about where I come from my own cult upbringing, which basically taught me so much about how the mind works and why I now can apply it in ways that actually benefits me and my clients, of course, as well, what I teach them. But this will be a future video. So today it's all about trusting the unseen and how to do that. Because, you know, in this whole process of creating your reality or selecting the reality that you want to experience, we have, and you can go back to some of my recent videos about reality is a reflection. You understand that you're putting something out there. You're shifting into an identity of this is what I have, this is who I'm being now. And then there is a time delay until it usually shows up in your reality. The time delay can become smaller and smaller, but very often there is still a little bit of a delay there. And then the big question is, how can you trust that something is happening, especially when you don't see anything happening? So you're either using techniques or you just made a decision and said, this is who I'm being now. This is what I want to experience now. You made a very firm decision. And then the big question is, how do you stick with that decision? How can you bring yourself back to that decision again and again? Because this is where the magic happens. When you can stay all in with that decision, or also using techniques to bring you back to that state again and again. What is key here is that you stay all in with it and you don't waver. You don't go back to the old identity again and again, because then you get this, you know, like on-off, hot-cold behavior. You have certain things show up and then they are going away again, and then you don't trust what you're seeing. This happens so often as well that people get movement. Things are happening. They see the unfolding, but then it feels so natural that you say like, it would have happened anyway. And of course, you know, like, this is very natural, and then you don't trust again that this is because you selected a different identity and you shifted yourself, you know? So you're almost like bringing it back to, you know, like diminishing it and saying like, no, it's not part of the process. This would have happened anyway. So what can you do in those times when there are the shifts happening in your reality and the unfolding, and sometimes you do not see anything? What can you do in those moments? Because I know they can be very daunting, and they can also be very, very important. Daunting because you don't see anything. You don't know if it's working. And why are they so important? Because if you stop shifting back to the old identity in those moments and stay aligned with where you're headed, what you want to create, if you stay aligned with this desired reality and you are all in, it happens so much quicker. This is my reminder for you. If you stay all in, or if you are all in, and if you stay aligned and focused on what you desire versus the old identity, what you don't want to experience anymore, it will happen so much quicker. So what was the big shift for me that helped me to trust the unfolding, those moments when you don't see anything? Because sometimes you see small things, as I said, but often people don't trust those small things. As I said, they say, it would have happened anyway. Like, of course, even though they are very random things, and before that they would have never believed that this happens, but then it happens, and then all of a sudden, because it happened, of course, their mind brings it back to, of course, it would have happened anyway. It needs to make sense of what's happening, so it's like, yeah, of course, it's normal. So either you have small things happening and you almost disregard them, or sometimes nothing is happening and it's like, what the heck? What is this? And how can you keep trusting in the unseen in those moments? The key for me was the understanding of it is a choice. You can choose to have faith in the unfolding. You can choose to have faith in the unseen. Or you can choose to trust in the old stuff and in it not working. It is your choice. And this, for my logical, analytical mind, made so much sense. I'm not waiting for some outside something out there that gives me faith. Faith comes from me. Faith comes from me. And it's my choice if I want to keep putting my faith in the old shit that I have already created and that I don't want anymore, and say like, yeah, I trust that it keeps happening. Like, I can do that and I will recreate that same stuff. But it doesn't do anything like bad for me if I just make the decision and the choice. I will trust the unseen. I trust that it's working. Because the old shit I already have. So now making the choice just for 1 week, for a day even, for 2 days, for a week, to say, now I shift my trust in something else. Because the old shit I already have. I don't have to keep trusting that because I've already done this my whole life. So now I give it a go and trust something else. It's my choice, and it doesn't take away anything from me. And it's up to me. I can make this choice now and every second again. It's a choice. Once I understood, trusting in the unseen is nothing magical that happens at some point. It is a choice I can make right now. Everything changed for me. Because this magical, mystical, whatever stuff was pulled back to me. I brought the power back to me, and I said like, yes, I'm selecting that. I am taking the power back, and I am making the choice right now to trust. And this helped me, this reframe almost helped me whenever I fell into doubting again and into not trusting, to say again, hey, it's a choice. I can trust again. I can give it a go again, because it's up to me. It's not up to anyone else. It's up to me. So trust is a choice. Trusting the unseen is your choice. Trusting or having faith in the unseen, in the unfolding, in it is happening, is your freaking choice. And you can make it every day, every second of your life. So you're free. It's absolute freedom. And when you understand that, it also makes, another point I wanted to make for that, especially for the analytical high achievers here who are perhaps listening, because this is kind of the crowd I coach. What also helped me understand is that my logical mind makes decisions, and not even decisions, but evaluations based on the data I have fed it. Everything that's in there, the evidence from my life already. This is all being computed, and then my brain or my mind feeds me certain thoughts based on that. My logical mind comes up from computing all of that stuff and coming up with more evidence or more thoughts based on the previous evidence. What we are doing now with trusting the unseen is, and with, for example, visualization and living in this new desired reality internally already and imagining it, using affirmations, whatever brings you into that state, what you're doing is you're feeding new data to your brain, to your mind. You're feeding new data that then it can start computing and create more thoughts based on that, and then more evidence based on that. If you don't use this part of your brain, your imagination, your visualization, the trusting in the unseen and having faith in the unseen, if you don't use that, you don't give new information, new data to yourself that it can start working with, you will have, by law, to recreate the old shit, because this is the only thing you're feeding it. This is the only thing you're giving it permission to access almost, like this data. You can use the old data, the old stuff. This is what you can create my next life experiences from. And I'm not giving you this part that I don't have evidence yet, but I have internal sensations, I have beliefs, I have ideas. I'm not feeding you that, so you cannot create my life based on that. So do you understand that? I'm not just, this is not just a concept that is nice to have, understanding the trusting the unseen and having faith. This is not like, just trust it. No, this actually is the whole part that gives your brain access to that what you want to create. to that what you want to select in your reality. And if you keep shutting it off and saying like, no, I don't trust this, I don't want, like, those experiences are not real, you're keeping it like almost locked. You're keeping the data locked and not accessible for your brain to work with and compute with, or whatever, however you say this in data language and IT language. But I really like this example, or I really like this metaphor, for you to understand. If you now start trusting the unseen, you're trusting the unfolding, it's not some woo-woo stuff. It's actually, it makes so much sense because you're starting to put more data in there to start working with. And if you keep shutting this off, you cannot bring this into your reality because it is using the data that's already there. All your past life experiences, everything you have heard from other people, but you're not feeding it the new ideas, the new visualizations, imaginations that you're having, because you're shutting them off and you're saying, no, that doesn't make sense. Keep it away. Don't even go there. Let's live in the past. Let's keep recreating the past. Let's keep making new imaginations and visualization from the past experiences that I have had. No, let's not feed it new data. Yeah. And guess what? You will be stuck in the old reality, not in the old one, but in the recreated old one again and again and again and forever. And we don't want that, right? So for now, take this thought with you and understand it's a choice. And even if you just give it a go for a day, for 2 days, for a week, you will already start feeling differently, seeing different things. You will, and start giving everything that happens the meaning of it's working, it's movement, it's the unfolding. Even if things are not moving, label it as it's moving, it's movement, it's happening. Whatever happens, label it as it is unfolding right now. And it is, very often, because of all the crazy filters we have, we only see the things that we are not filtering out with our own mind. So there could be, I had this example recently, or whatever. You see like a big bear walking in front of your door or in front of your window, but you're focusing on something else. There was a reel about an old couple who left their house and they just like fumbled around with the keys, and then they left the house. And there was a bear walking right up to their doorsteps and they just wouldn't see it. They, of course, were not freaked out and not worried because they didn't see the bear. But the fun thing is, like, there was a life-threatening situation and it was right in front of them and they didn't see it because they were focused, like old folks sometimes, the focus gets even more focused, like small focused on small like things in front of their eyes, the key and like finding the steps, walking away, and they wouldn't see the bear. And this is what happens, confirmation bias. Like we look onto certain things and this is what we see, and all the rest we don't see. And what I'm asking you when I tell you open your mind to the unseen, trusting the unseen, you're bringing your awareness, like you're cutting off the filters, or you're getting rid of the filters that keep you focused on the small, tiny things that you have already experienced. Not tiny things, but the experiences you have already had. Now I got a little bit distracted with my bear example here. Whatever I wanted to say, I just want to tell you, give it a go and start seeing the unfolding. And very often the unfolding happens without your awareness. This is what I wanted to say, because you're focused on something else. You're focused on the keys. You don't see the gigantic bear 2 meters next to you. And the same with the unfolding. You're focused on, this is how it's going to happen. This is how the money comes. This is how the guy comes or the woman comes into my life. And you blend out all the other ways that are already happening and already showing up in your reality, but you're disregarding them because you're focused on something else. So if you're opening your mind now to, it is happening already. And I am becoming aware of that every day more and more and more, and almost like a form of anticipation and excitement, like invite that into your life and movement will blow up your life. I can guarantee you that. Things will accelerate. When you start focusing on movement is always happening. The unfolding is happening. It is happening right now. It is in process right now. It has happened already now. If you start doing this just for a few days, you will see things in your reality speeding up. And you could even affirm for I see movement every day. Like you can even affirm for it. And what I also did with the trusting part, trusting the unseen, I started to affirm for that. I started to say, I trust my manifestations. I trust the unfolding. I trust that it is happening. So you can even affirm for it. Go do that. If it's like a little bit difficult in the beginning for you, go do that. And one day later, or even in the moments when you affirm that, you will almost like feel your system calming down, and you will feel settling in. I can finally trust more. But the most important message today is trust the unseen. It's a choice. It's not something that comes to you like miraculously from the outside. It's a choice that you make. It's a decision that you make and that you can make any and every second in your life. So go do that. And it will shift everything for you, because you're inviting this whole different area into your mind to compute with that was blocked off before. Okay, that's it for today. It was a really life-shifting thought or a concept for me. I hope, or I intend that it is for you as well. That really helps you to trust more and let go of resistance against that, what you want to create and select in your life, and basically become much more open and allowing and receiving towards the things you want to experience. If you want to take it further, if you want to work with me, all the links are in the description, especially my Mind Mastery community where we have weekly group coaching. It's really powerful. The link is also in the comments. Join us. It's a very affordable price for my group coaching. So check this out. If you have any questions, you can find links for social media to send me a message, and we talk about like how else I can support you. But that's it for today. Looking forward to your comments. If you like my content here, please subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, and I shall see you in the next video. Until then, bye.